I know I already made a video earlier today about the Smiling Friends and why it does a better job than the sign, but this was a video idea I've had for a little while, and I'm like, you know what, sure, why not? So, this will be all 9 episodes from Season 1 ranked, and I might do this for Season 2 whenever that finishes, even though there's only 4 episodes out for now. Now, kind of like my Death Battle Season 10 video, this will just be my own opinion, and also I'm not going to have any videos to use for transitioning to a different episode, just letting you all know. I did that for both Death Battle videos on my channel because Biffwe uses them for his season videos, and that's the inspiration. Now, I'm not going to try and make each segment about 5 minutes long or anything. I mean, I will try, but this video is not going to be that long. By the way, the episodes here, they're going to be a least favorite to favorite kind of deal, since, well, these are all good episodes in my opinion. The ones that are ranked lower I have different reasons for and stuff like that, so yeah, alright, let's get into this. Okay, so that's like pauses for the bookmark in the video, by the way. By the way, welcome to the ranking if you skip the intro on your first viewing. So anyway, my number 9 on this list is going to be a pretty controversial pick. Since this episode I only saw once compared to every other episode, which I at least rewatched once. This is an episode that I do genuinely like, but it's never been an episode that I would really check out. By the way, with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, I'm just going to show a random frame from the episode, so just letting you know. Whatever pops up on Google that I could find. Okay, so enough beating around the bush. My number 9 is Shrimp's Odyssey. This is a good episode, but again, it's never really on my mind. The concept is good, and again, it's just a fairly solid episode. I'm only placing it this low because, compared to every other episode that I at least rewatched once, such as Mr. Frog or some of the other episodes coming up, this one, though, I only saw once, and I don't know if I'll check it out again, though. But this definitely is a good episode, and also, I have to give this episode props for introducing Smorvu! It's a shame he actually died in the post-credits. That's a shame. But, oh well. It's a good episode that had him and a few other things in it that I really like about it. Well, then again, the entire episode was good in my opinion, so I don't have much more to say. Alright, so next up is number 8, which is gonna be another hard pick, but Desmond's Big Day Out is up first. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a good series premiere for sure, but I don't know. Kind of like Shrimp's Odyssey, I don't really check this one out that much. I only rewatched it like 2 or 3 times. But if I could give this episode something to remember, it's how much Alan just really wanted to get his cheese back from the Blibblies, and also Desmond finding his purpose by killing Blibblies. Oh yeah, that actually brings up a really good point. You know how there's a Smiling Friends training program video from Adult Swim's official YouTube channel? In that video, the Blibblies did actually show up, and we got some really good animation of Desmond shooting them. No, that's actually really well done. Otherwise, there's not really much more I could say about this episode. Definitely good, but that's all I'm gonna give it. Okay, coming in at number 7 was an episode I actually wasn't sure if I would like it on my first viewing, but after seeing some footage of it from Wicked Binge's official Smiling Friends Good to Evil video around the time it came out, and before I even checked out the episode, Frowning Friends is gonna go here. I was actually pretty surprised that Adult Swim made a doppelganger episode that's actually really memorable. It's quite good, and I mean, yeah, that's about it. Some things I do like that I actually still remember from this episode is 3D Squelton, as well as... Wait, who's the name of that guy? The guy who tried to kill Charlie and Pim? I don't know. He appeared in an Alan adventure, though. I also like how Mr. Boss practically goes insane about the Frowning Friend's existence. And the way that Charlie and Pim even tell him while he's on a DDR machine... Wasn't expecting it, but hey, that's cool. And when he's right about to kill Grim and Gnarly, I just love how calm he is. See, that's a good example of dark humor actually working. Honestly, I was kind of looking forward to Grim and Gnarly actually changing their lives around after they actually learned that smiling is actually good. It actually would have been genuinely interesting here. But, it's okay. Don't worry, we all have fanfiction. You can all write it down, I'm not gonna blame you. Okay, so remembered a while ago where I was talking about Mr. Frog? Well, his episode is up next. Honestly, I want to talk about the beginning for a second. Like, the very beginning of the episode after the intro, where Mr. Frog is like, I'm Mr. Frog, this is my show, I ate the bug, this is the end, I love you. If I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't too into that around the time I checked out this episode, but when I found a YouTube video close to a month ago of just that first opening, I couldn't stop watching it. That's how funny it is. Well, the beginning, rather. And the whole episode is actually just quite good and memorable stuff. Well, kind of like every episode in this season so far. By the way, I don't think I've ever told anyone this, but am I the only one who thinks that Glep is a wizard because of his hat? I don't know, he looks cute though, I would definitely pet his head. Okay, random thought aside, I really do like how they actually went all out with this episode. That's kinda honestly about it. I could have maybe waited another minute or two while pausing this recording to see if I have much more to say, but no, not really. Sorry. But don't get me wrong though, Mr. Frog is a pretty funny episode. Oh yeah, the Jimmy Fallon scene. So, I want to make this a real confession. I don't care about Jimmy Fallon. Like, I'm not a live action guy, but this was pretty funny to see, actually. Especially just Mr. Frog cussing for almost 10 seconds. Straight in Jimmy Fallon's face. That's funny. Alright, so anyway, back on track. We're on to episode number 5, which is The Enchanted Forest. I do love how this is a fantasy-like episode, and that actually works really well for Smiling Friends. Where Pim, Charlie, and, Nip are on a journey to deliver a special gift to the princess. Where, okay, quick spoiler alert. I know I don't really need to give a spoiler here since, this talks about the entire season. But if anyone doesn't want to hear the spoiler of this episode about what's actually in the box, I will give you a few seconds to either skip this entry or leave the video. The gift ends up being a bomb. That's it. Anyway. Honestly, Mip being the villain this episode kinda caught me off guard. Not like with a, but more or less like, I didn't see that coming. As if you needed to hate him more than enough, if anyone hasn't seen this episode, the princess did actually mention that Mip is actually her stalker. Like, Jesus. I thought he was at least fairly kind, but nope. Also, the post-credits scene does reveal that that potion he gave Charlie while Charlie had a headache actually did severely affect him. Yikes. Good thing Mip is dead. I hope he stays dead, actually. But don't worry, we will all remember this famous one-time character in this otherwise great episode. Alright, we're at number 4 with Charlie Dies and Doesn't Come Back. The, as of right now, only Christmas special. And that's pretty cool. The whole plot is just the Smiling Friends doing a very quick job to get a Christmas tree, which, nobody goes to a forest to chop trees down anymore. Like, we have trees we can buy with lights that are automatically on. Anyway, so Charlie accidentally dies while chopping a tree down and gets sent to hell. When he does actually meet Satan in this episode, their interaction for a few minutes was almost priceless. By the way, Gilbert Gottfried is God in this episode. Rest in peace, Gilbert. I'm happy you were able to be in at least one more role before your death. Let us have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. And Gilbert actually does revive Charlie back from the dead. I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, anyway. Alright, so we are now at the final 3 episodes. And number 3, I wasn't originally planning to put this high up, but a silly Halloween special has to be number 3. For the first of our 2 Halloween specials, I'm pretty happy with how this one came out. It's just Pim trying to get some firewood for, I guess, a Halloween party or something like that Mr. Boss throws. I'm not exactly sure, but hey, whatever the plot works for, I guess. And then, of course, we have that old cliche where a character isn't supposed to go beyond a certain point, otherwise he'll either get lost, killed, or possibly injured. But, I don't care, it works here. The forest demon that Pim actually does eventually find was actually kind of surprising. Yeah, he actually is quite creepy. And I just like how when he actually does enter the Smiling Friends building while chasing Pim, I like how he doesn't really confirm that he's blackface that people are calling him. By the way, I don't get the reference, if anyone's asking. I'm not gonna look it up anyway. And then everybody just starts beating him up and then burning him. Like, that came out of nowhere, but again, it works for the plot, so that's good. Honestly, again, I wasn't expecting to put this episode this high up on the list, but some of the other ones had to be ranked lower, and I didn't really have anywhere else to put this, so, you know what? Fuck it. It'll remain in my top 3. Why not? My second favorite episode of Season 1 is Who Violently Murdered Simon S. Salty. God damn, I love this episode. I wasn't honestly expecting to watch it this much, but it works surprisingly well for a murder mystery at a fast food restaurant. Like, that is so interesting to me. The way the plot actually works for this episode is surprisingly well done, and I just like how every mascot almost teases that they wouldn't do this except the Fun Twins and the Shake guy. the Shake mascot. Until when Pim and Charlie found the Century Egg, who actually tells them of a secret tape from a security camera. Then that's when we get more proof that literally everyone other than Grease and the Century Egg actually did kill him. Even though Salty technically died from a heart attack, still though, that's really interesting. And honestly, the way that Charlie says, "How many fucking people killed this guy?" That's like the funniest quote in the entire episode. I'm kind of sure you all know why I love this episode very much. I do really love this episode, but okay. My number one is definitely going to be a pretty odd pick. And I'm really sorry, but Smiling Friends Go to Brazil kinda has to be my number one. Ever since I first saw this episode, this has been my favorite episode of the entire season, maybe even the whole show. No, I'm not kidding. I know the episode is just the main four characters talking, while discussing that they don't even have a hotel booked. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just love everything about this. Then again, I am kind of a sucker for travel stuff, so this feels right up my alley. The scenery in the background just works really well for me, so maybe that's another reason why, but what else can I say other than Charlie, Pim, and Alan talking? Gleb only talks like once or twice in the episode. This is just a me thing, personally. Now, if it was the main four characters actually doing stuff in Brazil, other than talking in the airport for about 10 minutes, then this could have been maybe a lot better for most people, but you know what? I'm happy with what we have. No kidding, I watched this episode a lot. This is just something that I absolutely love. So, you know what? Smiling Friends Go to Brazil, you more than earn my very top spot for being the best episode of the season. And again, maybe even the entire show. I'm not sure right now, because I know more episodes coming in the future could get better, or maybe worse. But again, none of these episodes on this list at the very bottom were actually bad. They were just rather average to fairly good. But that's about it. Anyway, I hope y'all check this video out. I might do a video about Season 2 if I'm in the mood for it when that's finished. But as of right now, though, we only have 4 episodes, and that's about it. So anyway, I'll see y'all later with whatever we do next time, and that'll be all for now.